everyone, and welcome back to Kari's Confessions, a nonprofit exec tells all, your go-to podcast for nonprofit leadership insights, crisis management tips, and best practices that can help you build an organization that's resilient, effective, and ready for anything. I'm your host, Kari Anderson, principal with Incite Consulting. I spent 25 plus years in the nonprofit sector in leadership roles with 7 organizations. Now I provide coaching and consulting services to ensure that nonprofits like yours have the structure, systems, and practices to do your best work. Wherever I go, I continue to hear that nonprofit execs need a space to gather, to receive tools, feedback, and advice that encourages you to stay the course. It doesn't matter if you're in a village of 182 or a metropolis of millions, nonprofit work is both gratifying and lonely. I'm here to make sure that you have a chance to breathe, laugh, smirk, and maybe get excited again about the important work that you do. My podcast explores the tools and strategies that help nonprofit leaders grow their impact and build resilient organizations. Today, we're going to talk about something that is close to every nonprofit leader's heart and budget: donor relationships. So if you ever wondered how to turn a one-time gift into a lifelong partnership, or how to build trust with supporters in a way that leads to real sustained impact, this episode is for you. We're diving in to be able to talk about how to build long-term relationships with donors. And I'm going to walk you through some practical, proven strategies that move donors from first-time gifts to full-on mission advocates. So here are today's takeaways. Understanding why long-term donor relationships matter. This isn't just a transactional get your check and run. Defining exactly what donor relationship management is. Understanding the 5 stages of donor development. Learning how to segment and personalize your donor communication. Leveraging tech for efficient donor management, and best practices for long-term donor engagement. Let's get into it. So first, why the heck do long-term donor relationships matter for your organization? Let's start with the why. Did you know that recurring donors give 42% more annually than one-time givers? That's a big deal. But beyond the numbers, long-term donor relationships bring stability, trust, and even innovation to your nonprofit. When donors feel deeply connected to your mission, they become more than contributors. They become partners, advocates, champions. Think about the donor journey like this. First step in the journey is discovery. They learn about you. Second step, engagement. They connect with your mission. Third step, first gift. They're testing the waters. Now we move on to deepening connection. You build trust and keep them informed. Then there's sustained support. They commit long-term and often invite others in. And here's the thing, this doesn't happen by accident. It happens through intentional, thoughtful relationship building. So, what is donor relationship management? What exactly do we mean when we talk about that? It's more than stewardship. It's the full life cycle of interaction, from a person's first touch point with your organization to their 10-year anniversary as a sustaining donor. It involves your fundraising team, whether that's the power team of one, or your board, or program staff, and executive leadership for your organization. So here's what it looks like in practice. Your fundraising teams, again, you can do this with your all-volunteer organization, or if you have staff, those teams lead outreach and track interactions. Board members open doors and share authentic stories. Board members, did you hear me? You have a role in this. Program staff provide impact data and real-life connections to the work. Executive leaders build high-trust relationships with major givers. And when you treat donors like true partners, not just funders, right? True partners, not just that checkbook, you start to build a culture of mutual respect and mission ownership. Invite their input. Share challenges, not just your wins. Celebrate together. And always look for ways to connect their support with real-world outcomes. So here are the 5 stages of donor relationship development and how to show up at each stage. There's the secret sauce. So first of all, first impressions matter. Use storytelling, clear mission messaging, and inviting events to draw people in. Then we move on to trust building. Share impact stories. Be transparent about finances and stay in regular contact. Trust is built through consistency and clarity. Now we're at the decision stage. Make giving easy. Offer different giving options and tailor your asks based on the donor's interests. Now we're on to commitment. Send personalized thank yous within 48 hours. People, this is a time management issue, right? Send personalized thank yous within 24 or within 48 hours. This can be automated through your CRM, right? But let's just get that right. Share what their gift made possible. Make it feel personal because it is. Now, nurturing. Keep communication two-way. Ask for feedback. Share behind the scenes updates and invite deeper involvement. And remember, not all donors follow this path in a straight line. Some will move fast, some will move slow. Your job is to meet them where they are and guide them forward. Now, let's talk about segmenting and personalizing your communication, because not every donor should get the same message. Segment your list by things like gift size and frequency, engagement level, geographic location, areas of interest, communication preferences. Here's an example of what this might look like. So let's say your major donors, you've determined that major donors are $1,000 or more for your organization. They may get handwritten notes, one-on-one calls, and customized impact reports. Maybe your mid-level donors, let's just say $250 to $999, might receive quarterly letters, group event invites, and personal emails. Your entry-level donors can stay connected through newsletters, social media stories, and community events. Now, folks, some of you might feel a little overwhelmed by this. Remember, we're using tech, right? Not an old Rolodex, not grandma's recipe box, right? We're using tech to be able to track who's giving what so that you can easily keep up with this, right? So modern CRM tools like Ariba, DonorBox, Bloomerang, or Fundraise can automate a lot of this. And that means more meaningful engagement without burning out your team. So we're going to leverage that tech, right, for efficient donor management. Technology isn't just a time saver, it's a relationship builder. So your donor management software should help you track giving patterns, send timely acknowledgments, analyze campaign performance, store contact information and preferences, integrate with event and volunteer tools. Again, folks, check out Ariba. And yes, go mobile. But beyond features, you could have all the buttons in the world, right? It's about strategy. Create a communication calendar, weekly social posts, monthly updates, quarterly reports, and annual statements. Use your CRM to track who's engaging and who's going quiet. Then act on that data. And don't forget to respect communication preferences. Donor fatigue, in my estimation, isn't real. What they are tired of is either not being communicated with or being communicated with in a really impersonal way. We need to be mindful of that, and we need to track, right, their preferences. So if they only want to text, you're only going to text them. If they only want email, you're only going to email them. And if they want print materials, by heavens, you're going to print them. So here are some best practices for long-term donor engagement. We want you to go from just thanking to I believe in your mission forever, right? Here are some creative ways to deepen your donor relationships. First of all, let's think about how we can make our gratitude stand out. So here are some easy and inexpensive creative ways to do that. Send video thank yous from your staff or from your clients. Celebrate giving anniversaries. Create a digital recognition wall on your website. Host exclusive donor appreciation events. Now, let's really connect with our storytelling. Use before and after stories. Create impact spotlights for specific programs. Let donors hear directly from those they've helped. Now, let's talk about transparent reporting. Share easy to read dashboards. Folks, even if you're a wizard at QuickBooks and your profit and loss and your balance sheets look great, not everyone understands those, right? Make it easy to be able to read your financial dashboards. Include stories along with the stats to kind of connect the dots. Be honest about challenges that your organization is going through and how donors can help solve them. Now, let's make sure we actually have feedback loops. Remember, we do need to ask for advice. It's how we improve. So survey your donors, schedule casual check-ins, host focus groups, and listen more than you speak. Tailor these tactics based on your donor type. Your major donors might appreciate a custom impact report. Others might prefer a fun event or a heartfelt video. Measure engagement and adjust your strategy accordingly. So here's the bottom line. Donor relationships are about more than money. They're about shared values, mutual trust, and a deep commitment to a brighter future. When you take time to nurture those relationships through thoughtful communication, strategic use of technology, and authentic appreciation, you build more than support. You build community. So ask yourself, how well are you listening to your donors? Are you showing them the impact of their generosity? What systems do you have in place to make sure every donor feels seen? Because your donors aren't just giving to your nonprofit, they're giving through your nonprofit into the change they want to see in the world. Remember today's takeaways: understanding why long-term donor relationships matter, defining exactly what donor relationship management is, understanding the 5 stages of donor development, learning how to segment and personalize your donor communication, leveraging tech for efficient donor management, and best practices for long-term donor engagement. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this episode helpful, consider sharing it with your board or leadership team, and subscribe for more practical strategies on building a resilient, innovative nonprofit. Make sure to follow me on your favorite streaming platforms, including YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. And for additional resources and tools, follow me on LinkedIn. You can also check out my website at inciteconsultinggroup.com. Until next time, keep connecting, keep communicating, and keep building something meaningful with your donors by your side. Have a great week.